So with our handsome Mr. W, I wanted to warm up a little bit, nice job, sir, with some of our loose leash walking. I'm going to start him off originally with no gear, and then we might go into working with some gear. So what I like to work on is keeping it entertaining for the puppy as well. So that way loose leash walking is more engaging than just kind of staying nearby and going at a slower rate. So sometimes what I like to do is change up my gait and see if the puppy can come and meet me in that same pace. So sometimes I might, again, be slowly meandering. Then I might bring him into my body and work a little bit with that front behavior. Remember, a front is getting your puppy to think there's value in coming into your space, and eventually might even turn into this really nice little sitting position in front of you. Fronts can be really great because let's say there's something off in the distance that's going to be a big distraction. So your neighbor maybe came out, so then you're going to bring him into a front, and now he's facing away from the distraction. You could regain his attention, and maybe let's say you wanted to go back into some walking with him. You could then lure him into, for example, the side or finish position, which is again by your leg, and then you could continue on your merry way with your walk. So remember, if you're finding that handling the gear, also holding snacks, and working with your babe is too many things to think about, my favorite is, again, to do this without your leash in the beginning until, you start to become more finessed with the dance moves. Nice. Ready? So every once in a while, you'll see I use my little positive interrupter to gain his attention. Beautiful. You'll see my rate of reinforcement is high enough to keep his interest on me versus the environment, and to now create these really nice associations that when paying attention, there is a great, again, value to that from his perspective. Nice. Yes. So if, let's say, he's been doing a great job, I might then go ahead and start walking a little faster. Ready? Front. Yes. So the fronts don't have to always be a stationary sitting position. You can, in the beginning, just get your puppy to think it's fun to move into your space and do that a little bit. It can be, again, another great skill for when you're working with loose leash walking, but of course, when you're also trying to get more engagement with you from the environment. Winston, come. Nice. So every once in a while, you might throw out a lovely little recall. So the benefit of sometimes rotating through a couple little skills, like I mentioned earlier in the day, is that it can keep your training more engaging and fun for the puppy. If it's like, again, several minutes at a time doing one skill, you may find that they're getting a little too winded. He's chewing this tricky still. You may find that they're getting almost overwhelmed by doing so many reps. So you always want to make it where they're coming back for seconds and thirds and want to keep participating. If we're sometimes training so long that my puppy's like, oh my gosh, this is so much work, I don't feel like joining, you may by accident start making training into more of a boot camp, ready, than sort of a fun adventure together while learning. So definitely short and sweet for greater success. Nice job, Mr. W. And you'll see that sometimes we're rotating through a find it, then I work a little bit with a recall, then I work with some loose leash walking, then I throw in that little front. So right here from a little smell, yes. We did a little bit with that positive interrupter. He dropped his snack, find it. So again, we might go, ready, Winston, with me. Oh my goodness, chew those bad boys. So again, as he's practicing, we might use the hand to sort of lure him. If your puppy tends to find the hand a little too exciting, you might again take a few steps and then lower the hand to feed. So remember, if he's jumping, I'm just gonna completely ignore the handsome guy anyway and feed for when all the four are on the ground again. Nice. If you're finding he sometimes gets a little bit wild, so sometimes during training, your pups will all of a sudden start to become overtired or overstimulated. And at times, that's when a lot of that jumping and mouthing can happen. So some of my favorites would be from when you start to lose them a little bit, go into some find its again. Obviously, I have a lot of space in here, so I can make them nice big find its where they have to run quite a bit to go get their goodie. So at home, they may not be quite as far, which is perfectly fine. You just end up doing more shorter reps. So that way they're still getting this expending of energy while moving. Nice. Good job. Find it. Ready? Winston, come. Yes. So you can then bounce again between those lovely find its and a recall. So again, I'm going to toss one out to the side. Oh, shucks. It went through the fence. Here, Winston. Winston. I might have to assist him. So sadly, of course, one of the snacks rolled all the way under the fence. Here you go, sir. So we'll go grab that last little tidbit. Here you go. So I know it was out of camera range, but one of the treats rolled all the way under. Ready? Find it. Nice. So even if, let's say, sometimes you're not as fast to say, hey, you, and then the recall word, you may still feed him for all his good attempts of coming to you. So that way, again, remember, you're viewing behavior or your skills as in like cues or commands, whatever you want to call them. I tend to call them cues because I find that a command, if the puppy doesn't follow the order, you might be more likely to scold them for not responding because they're being disobedient. But for example, it's typically, again, your puppy not understanding or feeling overwhelmed or their comfort range is not there while they're learning. So again, Winston, come. Yes, nice job. So I'm going to toss another little snack off to the side. He's like, I did not see that one. Maybe he'll notice it. And we'll throw another one closer. So let's say he's often finding a snack. Then I might go, Winston, come. Nice. He says that one got stuck in his jowl. What a good boy. And then two, if he's doing a great job, I might try to add in a little bit of this touch. Get the touch to not always equal, for example, jumping or mouthing. Nice job. So sometimes you remember getting your puppies to realize that touch does not equal play is a learning moment for them, because when puppies use their paws and their mouths, they tend to be wanting to play and use it for wrestles. So when you're getting into patting your puppy, a lot of times it gets misinterpreted. And your puppy might be thinking, oh, you're trying to start play, and that's when the mouthing happens again. So handling skills would be something that you'd have to also practice so your puppy's just as fluid with, like, let's say a sit compared to also being stroked or brushed or, touched. Ready? Winston, come. Nice job, sir. His recalls are doing beautiful, by the way. Good job, sir. Ready? Find it. And then Winston, come. What a smart boy. So, but maybe we'll give them a little break from some of these skills. In general, all three of the beauties did an awesome job again today. I know it was Miss P's first day, so Poppy did a really great job for her very first day in the day school. And then maybe we'll have a little bit more play for the three again, because they were doing such a nice job working on those social skills. Ready? Find it. And then we'll probably call it a day for the Mr. Handsome over here. Winston, come. What a good job, sir. That was beautiful. Smart man.